pleasure being here in this webinar, and I truly appreciate the effort of Hands-On System in putting up this webinar today. As we can see, this is one of the very interesting phenomena that we are witnessing today, and I would like to take this opportunity to talk about a little more about the growth hacking phenomena and the digital marketing tools and strategies which can be aligned to hack growth. And to discuss this further, I'm also joined here with my two colleagues from IMA, and Ekta Nair is our program manager for this, and she looks after our digital marketing program at IMA. And I'm also joined with my colleague Ashna. She's also part of our digital marketing program coordination team. So we would be taking a few of the questions, and I'm sure Hands-On System would have few more questions answered. So before we take on to the questions, let me raise a few of the questions and the queries. I'll take you to my presentation, and we'll talk about what exactly we mean by this, what is the real crux of this whole concept of marketing and typically digital marketing. So we'll keep the discussions little simple. We'll start with something which is little more simple, and maybe Satrupa would in between keep on curating the questions for us. I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Guys,
Yes,
could you have
yes.
a hand raise?
Yes,
anything
visible,
you want to speak in before we start the session? Okay, so if there is anything, please put it into the chat box. I think the chat box is already getting up with some queries. So before we have the Q&A, yes, we'll take up the questions little later into the session. So let's talk about what exactly the agenda of the day is. And before I do that, I'll just take a minute to introduce you to All India Management Association. I know a lot of you have been part of our various initiatives, but let me take you quickly towards what exactly IMA is. IMA is an All India Management Association. It is the apex body of management in India. We have been there for almost now 60 plus years, and we offer a lot of courses. A lot of these courses are into the management area, and we recently, a few years ago, I mean, when I say recently, or in 2015 onwards, we started some of the courses in the area of digital marketing and business analytics. And that is the time when we got to know something which was very interesting, which was about to come to management. And we were seeing a lot of institutions in India, companies in India started using up digital marketing. So that was the time when we looked into that, yes, IMA can be a very good potential place to launch up these programs. And we launched these programs with our Center for Management Education, which is the country's first business school into distance learning. So today what we are seeing is that probably in the pandemic situation, all the universities, institute, colleges across the world are online, but we have always been into distance education since the time we got our setup in 1997. So that's the background of the organization. We primarily have the capacity to train people at all level. And when we talk about the courses, digital marketing is one of the courses that we offer at IMA. So let's look into what we have for the agenda, because I think I'll spend around 15 minutes talking about the agenda today, and then we'll take up the Q&A. So hi guys, I hope most of you know about digital marketing and would have seen a lot of action happening. And probably when it comes to digital marketing, it is one of the things where anybody and everybody is part of it. Either you are a user for digital marketing campaigns, you would be getting a lot of mailers, emailers, WhatsApp messages, SMS messages, or you might be visiting a lot of websites. And probably last week, the Black Friday effect was there into our market. And I'm sure a lot of you would have seen that effect and would have maybe done a couple of purchases during this period, or maybe during the festive season when we had a lot of campaigns running it. So as a consumer, most of us are part of what we talk about, the digital marketing phenomena, which is happening across the world, and typically in India, where we are gearing up with this. You might also have been part of digital marketing because you might have studied this as a discipline into your institution, or maybe as a complete subject, or maybe as a typical topic which is generally discussed across the institutions. Even in the school level, we talk a lot about digital marketing. So I think a lot of you as student would have also understood a lot of things about it, or maybe read about it at various, not only in school and colleges, but maybe onto various websites which have got enough of the information about digital marketing. And I'm sure the third type of user would be people who are typically the owners of the business and are looking to use digital marketing as a strategy, as a tool to grow their businesses. So digital marketing is something which I'm sure is known to all of you. And probably a lot of you know that digital marketing has to do a lot with what we call as the major tools for digital marketing would be the email and marketing, the search engine marketing, the social media marketing, the mobile marketing, the websites, the web digital properties that we have. So these are basically the tools. I mean, when we talk about digital marketing, how do we do digital marketing? We do digital marketing with using internet as the platform, and then we have a lot of tools with us. Generally, these tools are little common tools, I think, and it is available to all the people to use it. But how do I use this tool, and which of the tool is best for me, is something where your understanding of the business comes in, and how you would be using it into your own marketing process, and how are you going to utilize these tools to really do a great business, is something which most of us do not know. So when it comes to digital marketing, we have all heard about these terms. I think everybody is onto the search engine, and I think for every other query, we are on Google. But how does this Google make sure that they bring in something which is relevant to you, what you are asking? And at the same time, how does Google makes the businesses work with them? Why should a company would want to be listed into the Google search engine? And why would this actually affect, and how would it affect its business, is something which we all want to understand. So generally, when we talk about a very, very simple tool as a search engine, maybe Google is one of the fantastic search engines which has utilized this concept, a concept which was basically a library concept, to really help people locate their type of books. Same concept was used by Google, and they set up the algorithm, and over a period of time, they have been helping a lot of business to get discovered. So that's where the concept like discovery ad comes in, search ad comes in. But how do I use a discovery ad? How do I use a search ad? That is something which is typically for a business to understand. Why? And that is where the depth of your digital marketing, understanding of digital marketing comes in. Because when you look into it, these tools are common tools, but your business is unique. You know your business well, and you know what do you want from your business. How do you want your business to grow? This is something which is your own strategy, and that is why these tools would generally remain common, but the strategy that you adopt in digital would be something which is very, very unique. So over a period of time, what we have seen is a lot of tools which have really grown out of proportion in last few years. Typically, when I say few years, I'm talking about less than 2 years, which have become very, very popular in India, are the social media marketing and mobile marketing concepts. And I think probably when I look into the generations that we are reaching out through digital marketing, I think every population today is being reached through social media, and most of the social media people are also buying a lot of products through the social marketing or social media marketing which is happening. Because a lot of time when you look into the people, when you are reaching out on social media, these are the people who might not be even going out of their homes. Typically in a pandemic situation, they might not even be going out of their homes, but they are spending almost 3 to 4 hours in a day on social media. And when they are there on social media, what are they doing on social media? How many videos, what type of videos, or what type of news articles, or what type of posting are they doing? And that's where your opportunity comes in. So we have witnessed a lot of things happening as far as social media is concerned. We've seen a lot of video marketing happening and mobile marketing taking up a big way. But what we are more interested in understanding is that how does a company utilizes these tools to really take its growth to a phenomenal level. When I say phenomenal level, we are talking about a growth which is maybe 200%, 300%, 700% increase in growth. How does it happen? And typically, growth hacking is something which has caught the attention for not only the startups, but also the very, very old organizations. And I would take you with two examples here that I would want to really discuss. Two major case studies I would want to discuss as far as the growth hacking concept is concerned. And before I talk about it, let me just try to make the fundamentals little clear. So I will talk about a little bit what exactly we talk about mean by growth hacking. I'll talk about what is the general strategy for growth hacking? How do I develop a plan for growth hacking, and what are the major steps around it? So when we talk about growth hacking, we find, and why is the need for growth hack to happen? So what we have seen that across the globe, if you start doing an analysis, you will find that we are in a stage where everybody is into the startup phenomena. So when I say everybody, a lot of this everybody is these budding generation Z people who are trying to get into something to do some with maybe trying to set up their business, and they want to grow fast. Probably this is something which is happening across the world, and typically in India, every other startup is turning out to be a unicorn. But how do you become how do you make a startup a unicorn? This is something which is a big strategy behind it. And what we have also seen is that not all startups are successful. Almost 80% of the startup die their natural death within the third year of their existence. And why does it happen? Why? Because maybe there can be a lot of reasons for the startup failure, but one of the reason for startup failure is because they are not able to move from the incubation stage to a growth stage. And why does it happen? Because they haven't really understood their growth fundamentals. They haven't really understood how to really convert the basic stability to a growth phenomena. At the same time, growth is not only a challenge with a startup, it is a very, very big challenge with established organizations. When I say established organizations which have been there in existence for 50 years, 60 years, doing a great business, but they also face stagnation. Typically, a business like say a hotel business. So if you look into what happened in pandemic, most of the hotels were closed, and they had all the businesses were not at all working for them. But what we have also started seeing is a growth happening with them. Typically, a business sector which was said would not be reviving, minimum revival time in the pandemic stipulated for them was 5 years. So when we were talking about hotels and the setback due to pandemic in 2020 June, that was the time when everybody said that these hotels would take 5 years to really grow. But it did not really happen that way. In 2021, October onwards, we have seen a growth happening for hotel industry. How does it happen? And it is not only a hotel industry. I'm talking about the big FMCG companies. Big FMCG companies like Hindustan Liver, Tata's, they also face a major challenge of stagnating growth. And why does it happen? Why? Because over a period of time, the strategies, the marketing strategies that you had, or the product that you had, or the distribution system that you had, is not paying off for you. And this is the time that you need to understand the vital signs which are prominently showing a staggered sale. And that is the time when you need to really rework on it. And once you do the reworking, that is the time you are moving into your next stage, where we talk about how you would be getting up started with the growth phenomena. So generally, a lot of time when it comes to growth hack, you have to do a lot of internal process. And internal process reengineering is something which is very, very important, because that helps you to understand what it works for you and what is not working for you. And once you have done that, you also need to exploit the opportunity which is there. So when it comes to exploiting a opportunity, I'm sure you would have seen the opportunities in the businesses are great. But how do I really utilize this opportunity? How do I really find out these signals to really do a good business? This is something which comes with a lot of understanding of the market, understanding about your sector, understanding about opportunities and threats into your sector. And that is why we always say that whatever we might be said and done about it, digital marketing is a very, very strong tool, but it is very strongly based on marketing fundamentals. So very, very first case that I want to take here is what we are talking about, the Hotmail. I'm sure a lot of you know about Hotmail, and I think everybody in India in late 1990s knew about Hotmail, and we all had our account in Hotmail. But how does this whole Hotmail phenomena really grow? This is something which at that time was a phenomena and still is a phenomena that we teach in our B schools. So when we talk about Hotmail, it's not only the Twitter which has got now the Indian CEO. Hotmail was actually designed by an Indian. Sabir Bhatia was the person behind it, and way back in 1996 he designed this with his co-partner Jack Smith, and they designed a system where they thought that probably there could be an email servicing system. So they designed the whole Hotmail system, and then they built it on a web-based email system. So this was not an internal email system which was generally being followed till 1995. We had emails, but these were generally internal email systems. But this was a web-based email system where you could send mail to anybody from the internet server. So that's how the Hotmail concept was born. And it was, again, the concept was very, very new. And Silicon Valley, we know, is a place for the startup culture. So they were able to raise quite a lot of money out of this whole idea. And from the money they raised, they built up the whole enterprise of Hotmail. But Hotmail was not considered to be very, very impressive. A lot of people looked into it, but were not very excited to get a paid version for it. So they thought about how to really bring in people to it. So that was the time people were not on internet. Most of the advertising was happening happening in a traditional media, the billboards, the polls, the cinema halls, newspapers, television were the platform where they were generally doing the advertising part of it. But when the company looked into it, they said that we are primarily a web-based company, and we would want to be very, very niche to people who are actually familiar with web. And that was the time they thought about that they would do the advertising. And since they wanted to be very, very specific about how they want to use their money, they said that they would be using up the internet only to promote their product. So what did they do? They, on the bottom of all the emails which were being floated, they said that they added a line. It said, "I love you, get your free email at Hotmail." And this was at the bottom of each of the mail. This was something which was written at bottom of each mail, and this they did. And within hours, they were able to get a huge lot of people setting up their accounts on Hotmail, because setting up the account on Hotmail was free. So this was something which worked for them. They knew that they were working with the population which is already on internet. These people were looking for something which was a freebie. And this access to them into their personal account, an email, a link to them was shared to them to really open up an account. And it worked so well with Hotmail that they had the whole success story. In July, they launched this concept. And in January that year, that is 1997, they were on the top of the world. So that's how they had 2 million user in just about 4 months, 5 months time. So that's and when you think about it, we had only 7 million users on net at that point in time. So that's where the success comes in, where you understand your product, what do you want to offer, and whom do you want to offer. And these two things were very, very clear with these promoters, because they knew that they are offering an email service which is for free at this point in time. And what are they talking about? They're reaching out to those people who are already familiar with the platform. So this was something which worked from them, and probably in India, or this worked phenomenally well. I think that point in time, within 3 weeks, Hotmail had almost 3 lakh users in India. That was even in today's time, if in 3 weeks, if you have 3 lakh users, that's a big amount. And they were able to do so. And this is how the whole success story about this organization comes in, where they were able to reach a great mark, and the company was able to sell itself, get a huge payback. Samir Bhatia sold his company, made a good business out of it, and now he's launching a couple of new ideas. So that is one story that I wanted to talk about. But when it comes to this concept of growth hacking through using up the digital tool, it is not just limited to Hotmail. I think Facebook has done it tremendously well in India, where the phenomena of finding your friend on Facebook works so well with Indians, that every Indian today has an account on Facebook, no matter which community, which race, which educational qualification you belong to. But Facebook account is something which most of them they would have, even if they do not have an Aadhaar account or a bank account. But Facebook account is something which they would have. The same was something which Airbnb was able to do. They allowed people to list out their properties, and they allowed people to get accommodation, and they did not charge for it. And believe me, anything which comes free to customer, this is something which everybody wants to try. So one of our strategy can be that you start things for free, allow a portion of your business to come free to the customer. When they witness it, experience it, probably they find a value for it, and then you can have a subscription version for it. So this has actually worked even in the pandemic time. I think most of the newspapers started with this, and they allowed a free subscription for people to a limited version for it. And now a lot of us have subscribed to newspapers and news updates. So Uber was another one. I'm sure you have seen how the Uber and Ola story goes in India. The Pinterest, where we have shared so many pictures, so many photos, so many paintings of ours, so many logos of ours. So these are places which are Instagram. I think it's doing a phenomenal task. And it's not just Instagram, but I would say all the local Indian platforms which have actually done fantastically well in pandemic. Typically, those people, those hosting platforms which are similar to Instagram, and allowing people to do the hosting in their regional language. So if you look into Josh, is one of the platform which has been used from the time when TikTok was out of Indian market. Josh became a very important platform. And what did they do? They allowed anybody to host up their videos onto that particular portal, and they allowed them to use a regional language. And it was not just allowing them; they are also educating them. So if you want to really host up a video, they give you a complete free classes for it. They also have some experts to help you out to make good videos. They have all the video editing tools available. So that's where the concept of how do you grow with people is coming in, and they are making huge. Their revenue models is very different. A lot of money is being generated through the ads which are there. Why? Because you have users onto the platform. So of course, brands would want to advertise it. That's how Instagram gets in money. That's how Facebook gets in money. But now we have all the Indian brands which are actually into it and doing a fantastic job. Another interesting story that I want to talk about is what we are talking about is a brand like Meesho. I hope few of you would have heard about the brand Meesho. Has anybody heard about it?
Yes, ma'am.
So a very, very interesting brand as such. Thank you for helping me out there. So Meesho is very interesting brand, which is again a brand which was made by Indian entrepreneurs in 2015. And this is basically a brand platform for resellers. So when you look into it, they thought about it, what would be their business model? And then they thought that probably their business model would be something where they would want people to really use this platform to do businesses. And this is where they allowed everybody to host up their business onto their platform. And they allowed all the resellers to come in. So generally, if you look into, this is a platform where they're currently they're doing up the reselling of the apparels and the beauty products, but very soon they are entering into the grocery market. So what happens is that anybody can go and register onto this particular website as a reseller. So what they have done, they have understood how the supply chain works, how the distribution channel works, and they've tried to really see to it that how they can do the last minute mile delivery, and they would do the technology support to all these people who want to host their product on Meesho. And Meesho has got a lot of resellers who then further share the information about the product on their personal social media accounts and other platforms. So these resellers do the complete advertising and promotion of the product, and then the endorsement and the reviews of the product. And that's how this platform works. And this is the platform which has allowed a lot of Indian females to really be a part of this business, and they gain 10 to 15% of commission onto the sale of the product. And I'll take you for a very small video of it, how this reseller is given an identity. I hope you can hear the voice for volume for this is fine.
Yes, it's fine, ma'am.
Right.
बहुत से नाम है मेरे.
हेलो मिसेस कृष्णन.
बहू.
अम्मा.
मैडम. भाभी. Priya Krishnan, owner of Priya's Boutique.
नाम तो बड़े मिले, पर पहली बार मिली है पहचान. मीशो. अब ऑनलाइन बिजनेस शुरू करो बिना इन्वेस्टमेंट के. जस्ट ब्राउज, शेयर और करो अर्न. मीशो, मेरा स्टोर, मेरी स्टोरी.
So I'm sure you must have understood from this very small clipping that how this company has set up its business idea. So primarily they allow the people to host up their product, these manufacturers to host up their product onto the website, and they allow the basic resellers to come into the picture. So when these reseller comes in, they once the product onto the site, this is further been shared by the reseller. So that's where the business comes in. Any reseller who is selling up the product gets a commission out of it. So the traditional logistics business or the supply, the back-end distribution business where we had wholesaler, retailer, now has taken an altogether different format into the online digital marketing, and everybody is today can become a reseller if you have a good network of yours, and this network is onto the internet. Then probably it's time to use this network to hack the business, and this is what Meesho did. And the best part about what Meesho has been able to achieve is that they have not only done a fantastic job as far as getting up these people on board is concerned, but what they have also been doing fantastically well is the type of growth they had, almost 370% growth in the time of pandemic. And when pandemic happened, most of the people were, think about it, that pandemic happened and most of the people were not really getting up the manufacturing right. So even when the apparel industry, which was considered as a non-essential industry, was down, this company was still able to give a growth of 370%. And that happened, why? Because of the number of people who were actually reselling the product. This concept they did with the use of digital marketing tool. Though this is not a new concept, traditionally Hindustan Unilever had a great program of Shakti Amma, which was almost similar to this, but it was an offline program. But this is an online program where every woman becomes a Shakti Amma to sell the product. So this is what we wanted to talk about, and probably that is why we always say that digital marketing is a very, very interesting phenomena, very interesting things to happen. And probably it's time to understand that the fundamentals have to be very, very clear. When you do digital marketing, the fundamentals of marketing, consumer psychology have to be in place. You need to understand the data patterns. You also need to understand what are the tools available and what of these tools can be used to automate your results. And when these three things actually come in place, that you have the technical marketing with the technical technology set in, that is when you have the digital marketing tool set in, when you have a good conversion rate coming in because your product and other things are good, and when you have a lean, very, very thin team of people who do the marketing, it is time to utilize all these concepts together to hack. And that is what we talk about, the growth hacking. And probably marketers till today have been doing a lot of awareness acquisition kind of thing, but it is now to go beyond awareness and acquisition, activation, retention, and revenue, and the referral system. The referral system, which we also know can be influencer marketing system or concepts. Referral marketing is something which needs to be hacked. So if you look into the growth hacker, he uses a 3A and 3R strategy to do a growth hacking, and it works fantastically well. So before I really take up anything further, I'll talk about it, that this is what we teach into our program. Our digital marketing program has a very strong blend of traditional and the digital marketing tools with it. We do the fundamental aspect of marketing, and we then teach you the digital tools which can be very, very beneficial to you, because digital is something which has grown typically in time of Corona. It has grown very, very fast, and I think every organization is using it. And this is the reason why we believe that digital marketing is not only for the sales and marketing professionals, but I think every graduate today should have an understanding for it. And maybe you can earn a lot of bucks being a influencer, or it could be the reseller, or it could be writing up the content, or maybe you can do help a lot of organizations. You're familiar with the technology, so do email marketing. So, and of course for the brand managers, owners, this is a must thing to do. And we also know that the career path for this profession is very, very strong. You may start with being a content writer, or maybe a social media marketing expert, or an SEO expert. But the growth journey is very fast. So whatever you would have taken up in 12 to 18 years to achieve, if you have the digital marketing tools with yourself, you can do it in straight away 5 years. I have seen this phenomenal growth of people happening because they had the digital marketing tools in place for them. A lot of good companies hire these people, and the packages are also really great. Though initially you may start with a very small package of, say, maybe 2 lakh to 4 lakh rupees, but this growth journey is very, very fast. So whatever, as I said, you might have taken 18 years to achieve the thing, you might take just 5 years to achieve to the same level. And that is why most of the companies today are hiring people with digital marketing skills with them. They might be hired as in the area of digital marketing or in general marketing with understanding of digital. Why? Because every organization you talk about is using some or the other digital marketing tool. Digital transformation is in place, and I think every traditional company has moved into this space. And this is why when it comes to us, we offer a 1-year program in digital marketing, which is approved by AICT, Ministry of HRD, now called the Ministry of Education. A very, very well crafted program where we have very, very good trainers and practitioners and faculty members teaching up the program. So it is co-teacher taught by at a time by faculty and industry professional. And then we have a lot of case studies where we take up the live case studies from the organization. This program comes with 200 hours of live classes which are delivered online. And then you have the competencies of developing yourself into Google Analytics, Google Keywords, Planners, Facebook marketing, LinkedIn marketing, understanding how to use Canva to do a lot of content writing and designing up your digital banners. Then you have SEMrush, and then of course a lot of tools like which are typically the web analytics tools are also part of these this whole journey that you have. So in 1 year you get a lot of understanding about digital marketing tools. You are given a chance to really run your own campaign, design your own campaign. You have the access to best of the digital marketing books through the online library. And then you have the placement support, which comes from IMA for these type of courses. So this is the course that I was talking about. It is priced at 62,000, and I'm sure a lot of you would want to avail the installment and the EMI facility, which is also available with these programs. So with that, I would stop here. If you have any queries, you can always get in touch with the team at Hands-On System, which is a support organization institution for this program. They are handling up our marketing and are also doing a co-marketed program and co-delivered program with them. We also offer short-term programs. So if you want to avail only a short-term program, you can always go in for individual certifications onto all these topics. You can always get in touch with my colleague Ekta Nair, who is also part of this webinar. She would help you to answer your queries. So now I would want the queries and chats to come. So maybe I just take on the very first query, which is from Prajita, which talks about digital marketing is required in what kind of industry and domains, and what are the general digital marketing trends, and how I keep myself updated. A very, very good question. Must say, Prajita, that's a fantastic question that you've asked. So when it comes to digital marketing, we generally see digital marketing companies, the way companies have evolved into the digital marketing landscape. There are 3 types of organization. One are the typical organization which started recently and have digital marketing as the key tool for themselves. So everything that they think about when they do the business, they think digitally. So these are new startups, new organizations which might have emerged in last 2 to 3 years. So they have all the things that they do it digitally. Second is the set of organizations which we call as the laggards, who have recently thought about that maybe now it's time to use digital tools. And in last 5 to 10 years, they started experimenting with some of the digital tools. So some of them have a social media marketing division. Some of them have digital marketing division. Some of them might have agencies to do their work. So these are the organizations who have started utilizing it. And these are typically old organizations with very established brands with themselves. And now they want to harness the digital platform for themselves. So they are also doing a fantastic business. But these are not only digital business, they also do a lot of offline marketing. So when you talk about a business like maybe a Big Bazaar kind of organization, or maybe Shoppers Stop kind of organization, they are very strongly present into the physical format into various locations. but they're also equally strong onto the digital platform. So they do a lot of business in both the platforms, and they have understood that both these platforms need to marry each other. And that is why they have designed their strategy, which is a mix of digital and offline strategy. And the third type of organizations are those very, very typical organization, which are still in more into the physical format, and they are still they have realized that digital is important, but they haven't really taken much of the journey into the digital era. So these are the organizations which are very, very apt for you if you are a company who wants to do something or do some consulting business with these organizations. These are very apt for you. These are the organizations which would be hiring a lot of people with a digital background to really do the work for themselves. So these are the three type of organization I categorize. And typically the trends are that there are some of the fundamental trends which would never change. So when you talk about the search engine optimization, or when it comes to the concept of search engine marketing, these concepts would not change. But of course, every platform has its uniqueness. So most of the time you'll find Google changing its algorithm every 6 months. So when the algorithm changes, a lot of strategies also changes. How you would be doing up your PPC campaign, that is the paid per click campaign, this would be very different from how you did maybe 6 months ago. Why? Because the algorithm has changed, and there might be a lot of other things which have been added to it. So these are the fundamentals would remain same, but you have to look into the platform, what has changed. And that is why we say that if you have taken up a very, very good course into digital marketing, you don't need to really go back and every time go for an extensive course. You can just spend 3 to 4 hours onto that platform to understand what is the new thing there. And then there are also websites which keep you updated about the new things. So that's what is there. But I think this is a high time when you take a professional degree into digital marketing. Just learning some of the skills from some of the websites would not really work. Go to a very established institution which delivers this as a career course. This is very, very important at this point in time, because with my experience into this area, last 7 years, I have been handling this platform. I have seen a lot of people who come to me and tell me that they have taken up few trainings into a few hours of training into this platform and few hours of training into that platform, but that doesn't help. This is something which is a 360-degree process. So you have to understand the USP of each of the tool. You have to understand your product. You have to understand your marketing, core of your marketing, your organization fundamentals, and then only going for implementation. I hope I've answered this question. I'll quickly look into the second question. I'll want Satrupa, if you can help me out with the question, it would be really great. And I have also Ekta with me. She will help me out with more answers.
Yes, ma'am. Sure. Thank you so much, ma'am. It has been very insightful till now. I'll just go to the question section now. Ma'am, the next question is, many institutes are offering digital marketing program. How is IMA's program different?
Well, as I said, this is a very detailed program, which is there to build up your complete career into this area. As you would have realized that the three type of organization that I talked about, each of them are having a lot of opportunity for you as a digital marketing expert. But when you say expert, they expect that you know everything about it. So if you are even hired as a social media marketer, this job would only work for you if you know how other digital properties operate. So how does your website works? How do your blogs work? Or how do your content work? These are all integrated. And that is the reason why we say you should have a comprehensive course into that area. And this is where I must stand. A course is a very, very different course offered by academicians, professionals, and practicing managers.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Ma'am, the next question is, ma'am, how much salary would I expect after doing this course, and what is the career progression in this field of digital marketing?
Just a second. So when we talk about as a salary, we talked about you might start as a very, maybe even if after your very first semester you may, or even during your first semester you may start as a content writer, or you may start with something like a support into the SEO thing, back end SEO thing, and you may start as small as maybe 6,000 to 10,000 rupees per month. These would be part-time jobs that you are doing, but you are learning at this point in time. By the time you finish up the course, you may start with a journey of about maybe 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs a year, and this would grow in 3 to 4 months. Why? Because experience is very much needed into this. This is a practical course. So in 6 months, you know a lot of things. And then if you get a chance to work with good agency, here generally the recruitment doesn't happen with good brands, because brands generally do get their work done by agencies. So you generally start working with agencies. And if you have an opportunity to work with an agency which is working with good brands, your exposure to understanding marketing branding would be very high, and this learning would help you to grow very, very fast. So I mean, I have seen people who, I mean, in if you look into the alumni, our alumni, they have moved in 2 years. They have moved from being just manager to area manager and product manager category. That's how the growth has been.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. And the next question is how artificial intelligence can be used in digital marketing. And ma'am, this is a very common question people ask that, should they have a real strong technological skill or knowledge? Because many people, from background other than science, such as commerce or humanities, are also sometimes interested to do this field. So the basic question and the basic crux lies where, the question is that, can I do it? So, do I need to have a technological knowledge about it? So if you can clear that out now.
I would say you do not need to have a technical background, but understanding of marketing is the fundamental thing. You can always get a support if when you say if you want to write an algorithm, you want to do some kind of programming, then you can always get a support from other people who can work this for you. And there are freelancers who are available for it. So you don't really need to really know Java, and you don't need to really know the web development part of it. Even if you know the design part of it, you are okay with it. So it doesn't really require technical knowledge as such, but it requires you to have an understanding of it. You might not yourself do it, but you have to instruct people to do it. So your understanding as a managerial understanding has to be there. And when it comes to the way AI has been integrated into marketing, that's a very, very interesting phenomena which is happening. So when it comes to AI integration, I think a lot of automation tools are already in place. So when we talk about digital marketing, we are not just talking about all these tools. We are also talking about a lot of automation tools. So how does, when a person comes to my website, how do I integrate it with all the other platforms? Say, for example, WhatsApp platform, or maybe some other Podcraft platform. So these are where your AI intervention is very, very strong, and AI knows how your behavior is. So if you have integrated AI and into your digital marketing, AI would tell you that not only the profile, your digital marketing would help you to fetch out the persona of the person, but the way that person has behaved in the previous interaction. AI is going to fetch you out and probably give something which is relevant to him. So this is something which is now happening. So when you move further, I mean, if you do not have a very fundamental understanding of digital, you will not be able to integrate AI into it. So a lot of these digital marketing tools are with inbuilt AI. So that's we do not teach AI separately. AI marketing with AI is a separate kind of phenomena which is more of a technical thing. Here we are onto the user end. We are more concerned, how do I use this phenomena rather than how do I design this phenomena. So that's where this course is very, very comfortable. Anybody with any background, BA, BCom, can do this course for us.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Ma'am, the next question is, can you explain a little detail about IMA Postgraduate Certificate in Management in Digital Marketing and Strategy course? So how?
Sure, I think this is something which I would want Ekta to explain.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome, Ekta, ma'am.
Thank you. So as Dr. Pandey had shown a screen to you all, this was about the PGCM program. It is actually a one-year program and a very comprehensive program in digital marketing. It almost covers every aspect of digital marketing. So the one-year program is divided into 2 semesters of 6 months each, wherein we give you the practical exposure also of the digital marketing tools. Another information which I would like to share about the program is it's a post-graduation credit-based program. So, combinedly, I would like to answer one more question also here, which I think Adnan had asked, that he wants to go abroad and how this program can help. So as I mentioned that it is a comprehensive program. So when you go abroad, the benefit is, number one, it is a post-graduation program. It is accepted in the other countries, universities. Number two, the learning which you get from the program is the practical learning. So if you go abroad, for further studies, this will be recognized. The program would be recognized there. If you want to do a part-time job there, the skills which you would have gained, you can utilize those skills in the job. So as you all are aware that a lot of people, when they go abroad for studies purposes, say they do study and they do job also. So with digital marketing, you can virtually do a lot of projects. So while you are learning in the other country, you can earn money also. And the classes are held at weekends. These will be the online classes. So we have first half, second half sessions. So in the first half, generally the timings are, 10 to 12:30. And in the second half, it's 2 to 4 or 3 to 5, like that. And it's very comfortable for the working professionals also. Because it's a weekend program, so you can strike a very good balance between your professional, commitments. Along with that, you can upskill yourself. Any other question? If the participant wants to ask about the program, I'll be happy to answer that as well. After this webinar, Satarupa, hands-on and team will also be sharing complete details of the program with you all, as well as the recording of today's webinar. And they have already posted their details in the chat window. Satarupa, if you can, request your counselor to, share the details once again, so the participants can make a note of it. If there are any questions which they feel still are unanswered, they want to know more, they can directly reach out to the counselors there.
Okay. Ma'am, there is just one more question and then we can just close it. Ma'am, the question is, I am a homemaker. So now I want to start my own bakery business. So how digital marketing will actually help me to do that?
Well, open your store on Facebook. So that's the best part. You don't have to invest anything. Just open up a business page at Facebook, open your business there. So you don't have to have a physical store for yourself. Your online store is good enough. And make sure that you reach out to your locality in the radius of 5 kilometers. Anybody who is user of Facebook in 5 kilometer radius should have an access to your store and information about the cakes, the shapes, the flavors, and the custom made cakes. And you talk about it and then integrate it with your WhatsApp business. And reach out to other set of another few lakh of people who would be into your vicinity, and maybe do some kind of inserts into the newspapers so that you get your traffic onto your website platforms. So integrate offline and online and do a great marketing, and use all your friends to do the postings. Once they have purchased a cake and cut the cake, do the posting, the picture posting onto their social media networks. Make sure that you have the location tagged activated. And that's it, you're going.
And we are ready to start with the business.
Yes, And I would be waiting for the cake to come to my
And
address.
in fact, ma'am, I hope you too agree. This happens with, especially with Indian women, they have to, strike a very good balance between their family commitments as well as the job. So I hear a lot, many times from women that, I have a small baby, I had to leave my career. Now there is a gap in between. Should I do this program? So the answer is a big, big yes for this.
Yeah, shout out to all the ladies.
Yes.
No, nothing against men here. They do.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
certainly can do it. But I feel for the homemakers, it's a very good option.
Yes, yes. Okay, so I think we had lots of questions today, and all the questions were beautifully answered by Dr. Anuja Pandey ma'am and Ekta ma'am. And due to the paucity of the time, we have to close the portal of taking questions. But as Ekta ma'am already mentioned, if you have any questions and if you feel those went unanswered, you can definitely reach us at info@handsomesystem.com. Also on the chat box, we have given the number of the counselor, so you can even reach us there, not an issue. And thank you so much, ma'am, Pandey ma'am, you have joined today, and after your invitation, you have thrown light, a very insightful session, and you have thrown light on all the topics that were needed to be discussed and that were the questions of the participants today. And thank you, Ekta ma'am, for lastly concluding it and answering all the questions. It was really nice to have you with us at Hands On. And yeah, so today I think we'll be ending the session on a good note. And all the questions, guys, please do write over here. You can write or you can reach us directly. So thank you so much, ma'am, once again.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining.
It was
See you.
pleasure
Bye-bye.
being with you all.